And then into some more news. Well, I guess it's not really news, more discussion. Jay-Z made some comments around New Year's and Christmas and all, talking about how there's nobody that could beat him in the verses. I just wanted to see where you guys stand on that.
Pardon me, sir, but Mr. Rhymes would like to speak with you. I'm sorry, Busta whooping.
Wait, I would say I saw my Busta Rhymes or what's his Rhyme Fest. I was thinking about Rhyme Fest when you said Mr. Rhymes.
What the fuck, Preston?
Rhyme.
Nobody think about Rhyme Fest. Nobody think about Rhyme Fest. What? Nobody's thinking about. No, hell no. I'm sorry, man.
I was like production, yes, but anyway, whatever.
Now, Busta Rhymes would definitely give him a run for his money, at minimum. Most he's whooping his ass. Like,
I don't know.
I feel like that'll be a good one, but I feel like it's like two different kinds of like.
I mean, they did come up together. I heard they came up in the same high school. Him, Biggie.
I mean, they came up around the same period. So yeah,
bro, Jay's got fucking records, bro.
He does.
Yo, Busta got records though.
He doesn't have enough. He has a solid probably 2025. Jay-Z has 50 plus.
And I also feel like Busta's projects, well, not his projects, but I feel like Busta's most popular tracks is probably only known to like our communities versus Jay-Z, where it's like he got everybody.
Like, well, yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I'm thinking about how the Verzuz format has been going on, especially in recent times, where it's kind of like a performance-based kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if we're being honest, Jay-Z not really the best performer. Here, so.
Oh, yeah, he's not. But
that's what I'm saying. Busta could kind of.
That's also true. Because like music alone, and I also feel like maybe if people weren't familiar with Busta, and he spit some bars up there, like they'd be like, "Oh shit."
Like, I don't know if I agree with that. I think Jay-Z's a fantastic performer. You know,
show me one time he's performing without just putting his hand up in the air.
He's a rapper, dude. What do rappers do? They rap. Like he has an incredible tone and voice for rapping. Like that is he has one of the most like recognized great rap voices. Like, and especially if he remembers like all that shit. That's pretty fucking crazy.
Don't pull a Dipset, please.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Don't forget all your shit, bro. What? Because if he's in this billionaire, I mean, think about it. If he's in this billionaire cloud, hanging out with Bezos, hanging out with Musk, and he comes down this cloud, does the verses with the little people, remembers all of his fucking lyrics and all this shit. And this isn't even including features, right? Because, Versus doing all that shit now. And that's probably where you have your other performance stuff is through the features. And him just remembering every bar, and then he goes back up in his billionaire cloud. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And obviously he has Beyonce. So Beyonce would have to perform, like, there's a lot of shit at play, but... Yeah,
I feel like if you pull out Beyonce, that's straight cheating.
I mean,
it's a big joker. Absolutely, it's
Beyonce's a big definitely the big joker,
the big sexy joker. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
I wanted to give a quick shout out to Hip to the Games podcast because he brought up LL Cool J versus Jay-Z, and at first I'm like. Yeah, exactly. My first reaction was like, nah, you bugging. But then like I listened to the episode. I think it's like a quick 20-minute episode. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out because it's definitely interesting. I feel like he made some good points, but I still disagree. At some points he was making.
Mama said knock you out. Mama said nah.
The main points that I think stood out to me, the main point was that he was saying that they both came through different, like they both went through the generations of hip hop and both managed to stay relevant through the different generations of hip hop, which I get, but I just don't think LL has the tracks to keep up with Jay-Z. Yeah, especially in a hip hop crowd, because how many hip hop heads be like, yo, LL's top MC.
Every hip hop head will tell you that.
There would be some homage absolutely paid, but
homage, yes, but
I think to your point, as far as like through time, like that is where the growth is clearly stunted. Like Jay-Z is almost like the Miles Davis of rap. Like he's still relevant in his fucking, in his artistry, you know what I mean? And he has tracks when LL Cool J stopped, you know, so it's like obviously LL has some great like love, like all I need is
when I'm alone in my room.
Yeah.
Come on, you can't forget that, bro.
That absolutely has to be played if in fact he does it. But yeah, to your point, I don't think he has enough songs to compete. I think the iconic story that Hip to the Game, shout out to Hip to the Games, that he paints, I think is definitely makes sense. But when it comes to just performance, features, and all this stuff and songs in general, I don't think LL has enough to compete with Jay-Z, in my opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Desmond. But yeah, you're wrong.
I mean, how about Wayne though? Is Wayne a good comparison? Or
we talked about this a little bit. I think Wayne, it definitely puts up a competition, but I personally, all of my favorite stuff from Wayne came from like mixtape stuff. And
Desmond actually agreed with you on that.
Yeah,
he said that on the podcast.
He did.
I was like, okay. I was like, okay, so it's not just Preston. He agrees as well.
So I'm just like, if you're playing mixtape stuff during the verses, I feel like that's cheating. just how I feel like it's cheating. Just how playing the feature is cheating. Like I feel
it's
like
not cheating. It's a part. It's a part of it now. It's a part of it. It's a part of it.
Yeah, but like fun. But like at first, like when Verzuz was coming out, I was just like, all right, your tracks and your tracks go against each other. But if you're featuring on a fucking multi-platinum track and you're just a feature, like you were the feature, you just put a verse on a song that had nothing to do with you. Like
I feel you, bro, but you're stuck in old school verses. Remember we were saying Verzuz has changed,
bro. I don't care.
Verzuz has changed. Verzuz is not about these songs versus your songs. Now it's about the money. Now it's about we got these features. Now we got these other performers, and shit. Everyone gets paid at the end of the day. So I'm like,
yeah,
that's fine.
I mean, like you're never gonna knock the hustle, but I just feel like when you think in verses, my tracks versus your tracks. No in betweens, but like you said, it has changed.
It's changed.
So
the DNA's changed. I feel you. Like if it was traditional, I think this would be entirely. We would have many different conversations from these previous verses that came up. I agree with you on that, but
I think I even brought it up during Jadakiss and Dipset.
I still think Locks would beat them, but old verses or new verses. But I do think. There's just so much fucking ammunition that Jay-Z has, given that Verzuz has changed. Oh, I can use some features.
Yeah, that's true,
dude. Like, there's a lot of people are gonna have a tough time, even Busta. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious. I mean, who do you guys? So you said Busta, Chris. Who do you think can compete?
I think
it's
hard. Like, I don't want to say Nas because, like, with all due respect, I don't think Nas could compete.
You want to see him get whipped by Jay-Z more? Like, bro,
respectfully, I don't think Nas could compete. Like, we all love Nas, but I don't think he could compete. And Kanye, Desmond also brought it up too, where it was like Kanye rapping. He doesn't know if he can compete with Jay-Z. And I kind of understand that, but I do think Kanye would probably still be the best bet when it comes to a versus.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think especially when this feature card is in play, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I mean, even during the what's the guy's name? Hoover? What was Hoover? Was Homeboy's
Larry
name?
Hoover Jr.?
Yeah, that concert that happened, right? Like he I guess like some of the lyrics like he said were wrong like during like that performance. You know what I mean? But a lot of those songs still knocked that he chose. So I could definitely see that in the verses where he can have a song where other artists would do heavy lifting, So imagine if he does 2 words, you know what I mean? And then like Mos Def is doing his part and stuff like that. So I think